Hello friends, I am Nitin Naik from Department of Civil Engineering, Sanjeevani College of Engineering, Koppal. Now friends, we are going to start first topic of unit number 6. Unit number 6 is work energy. First topic of unit number 6 is work energy principle. You might have studied at 12th about work done by a force, energy, two main types of energy, that is potential energy and kinetic energy. Now here in this topic we will be discussing about work and different forms of energy and work energy principle to solve problems in engineering mechanics. Okay, so let us start with definition of work. What is work? Work is the product of force and displacement in the direction of force. Product of force and displacement in the direction of force. Now here force and displacement in the direction of force. So mathematically it can be written as like this: work is equal to force into displacement. Force into displacement, or W is equal to F into displacement S, and work is a scalar quantity. Work is a scalar quantity. Since it is product of force and displacements, its unit is Newton meter, or it can be expressed in kilonewton meter, as it is product of force and displacement. Remember, now according to the definition, it is the product of force and displacement in the direction of force. When force and displacement both are in the same direction, then that work is considered as positive work, and if force and displacement are not in the same direction, in that case the work is given negative sign or can be called as negative work. So here this is the product of force and displacement in the direction of force. Okay, it is a scalar quantity. It is a scalar quantity. Now let us discuss the next important definition is energy. Related definition is energy. What is energy? Energy is the capacity to perform work. Energy is the capacity to perform work. Both energy and work, both these quantities are having same unit, that is Newton meter or joule, kilojoule, etc. Okay, there are two types of energy. Energy is capacity to perform work. There are two types of energy: potential energy and kinetic energy. Potential energy and kinetic energy. So what is potential energy? Potential energy is the energy possessed by a body by virtue of its position. It is the energy possessed by a body by virtue of its position, and we are calculating it using equation W into H, where W is weight of the body, or M into G into H, while kinetic energy is the energy possessed by a body by virtue of its motion, by virtue of its velocity, and it can be obtained using equation 1/2 mass into velocity square, 1/2 m into v square. Now regarding potential energy, here let us consider a fan which is fitted at the ceiling. Suppose this is the ceiling of a room, and here a fan is fitted. Okay, and this is flooring level of the room, and the fan is fitted at a distance, at a height h from the floor level. This is floor level. Remember, potential energy is always measured with respect to some datum. So here this is floor level, or let us consider this floor level as datum or reference line. Datum or reference line, and let the mass of the fan be m. Okay, now with reference to this datum, the potential energy possessed by the fan is equal to mass of the fan into gravitational acceleration into height measured above the datum. So this is the concept of potential energy. Or let us consider a curved surface, and initially the mass m is at a vertical height h from the horizontal line or from the datum. Okay, now the mass is at position A. The potential energy possessed by this mass is equal to mgh. Now if I put the mass at this level, same mass at this level, now the mass is at datum level, and for this mass h is equal to 0, and therefore potential energy of this mass at level or at point B is equal to 0. So potential energy at point B is equal to 0. Thus potential energy is always measured with respect to some assumed datum. Okay, now if you put the fan, or if you remove it and if you place it at floor level, the fan is placed at the floor level. Now here height of the fan with respect to datum is 0, and therefore at this level potential energy of the fan is equal to 0. So in this way potential energy is measured with respect to some assumed datum or with respect to reference line. Now regarding kinetic energy is the energy possessed by a body because of its motion. If a body is not moving, its kinetic energy will be equal to 0. So it is measured with respect to some it is measured using velocity possessed by the body. Okay, so it is calculated as 1/2 m into v square. Now next important term related to this topic or this unit is work energy principle. So I am reading the statement in brief. For a particle moving under the action of number of forces, or say a force at moment, under the action of a force, the total work done by the force is equal to change in its kinetic energy, So work energy principle: for a particle moving under the action of forces or a single force, there may be a single force, the total work done is equal to change in kinetic energy. Now here in this figure, let us consider a block at position A. Let the block is moving or having velocity v1 at position 1 or position A. 1 or A, any notation can be used, 1 or A. Okay, so v1 is the velocity of the block at position 1, and the block is subjected to force F. Under the action of this force F, block is moving, and let at point 2 the velocity of the block be v2. Okay, same force is acting on the block, and during 1 to 2 motion, from 1 to 2, S is the displacement of the block, and hence according to work energy principle, the total work done, this is work done, same equation I am writing here, work done is equal to change in kinetic energy. Now here v2 is greater than v1, so kinetic energy at point 2 is greater than that at point 1, so work done is equal to change in kinetic energy. The kinetic energy or change in kinetic energy from position 1 to 2 is Ke2 minus Ke1. So this is called as work energy principle. Kinetic energy at point 2 is equal to 1/2 m into v2 square, while that at point 1 is 1/2 m into v1 square. Now here in this figure, a single force is acting on the block, and hence work done by that force is equal to F into S. So this is called as work energy principle. Now work done by a force, it depends upon type of that force. So there are different types of forces. So let us discuss about work done by different types of forces. So friends, you should write the statement and the equations along with me. When I am writing on the board, You should note down it in your notebook. So let us discuss about work done by different forces. Work done by different forces. So there are different types of forces in practice acting on a body, and now we will discuss work done by different forces. So we will begin with work done by a constant force. Work done by a constant force means here force remains constant. Work done by a constant force. Okay, now graphically it can be represented like this. If I plot a graph, on x-axis say displacement, s is used for displacement. On x-axis this is displacement, and on y-axis this is force. Letter F is used for force. Now force remains constant. Force remains constant. It means that when displacement is equal to 0, force is equal to say F. Force is equal to F. And when displacement is equal to S, then also force is equal to F. So it shows that force is constant throughout the motion of the body, and this type of force is called as constant force. What is work done by constant force? Work done by constant force is nothing but area under the curve. So work done is equal to area under the curve. And area under the curve is equal to area of this rectangle F into S, and this is our general equation of work done. So this is work done by a constant force. Next force is work done by a variable force. Now variable force means its magnitude varies with displacement. So let us write down now work done by a variable force. And now here we will consider linear variation of a force. Work done by a variable force. Now how to represent variable force? Now let us again draw a reference system x and y coordinates. Now on x-axis we will plot displacement, and on y-axis we will plot force, variation of force. Now when displacement is equal to 0, force is equal to 0, and the force varies linearly with displacement. Suppose this is displacement S, and now the force is having magnitude F. So this is called as variable force, or here the force is varying linearly. Again, the work done by this variable force is equal to area under the curve, force displacement curve, and force displacement curve is area under force displacement curve is triangular, therefore is equal to 1/2 base into height, or 1/2 of product of force and displacement. So this is work done by a variable force. Example of variable force is a spring force. Spring force is a variable force. We will be discussing about spring force after studying all these cases. Okay, so while discussing work done by spring force, we will discuss about stiffness of spring and how spring force varies with displacement or with deformation. Now third type of force is frictional force. Now frictional force, as we have already discussed, frictional force is a force which acts in the direction opposite to motion. Okay, so work done by friction or by frictional force. Now here we will consider a simple figure. A block is moving on a rough plane from position 1 to 2. From position 1 to 2. So this is position 1, this is position 2. Let S be the displacement of the block. Okay, and now the block is moving under the action of external force. Block is moving under the action of external force, and here frictional force is acting in the direction opposite to motion along the plane of contact. So this is frictional force. This is frictional force, and let this frictional force be, as we know, F is equal to mu into R. This is general equation. For static friction, we are using mu s into R. For kinetic friction, we are writing mu k into R. Kinetic friction is used when body is moving. So here body is moving, therefore the friction acting is mu k into R, where R is normal reaction, mu k into R. And now if I ask you to calculate work done by frictional force, then one can write equation, basic equation: work done by frictional force is equal to force into displacement. Now remember, we are calculating work done by frictional force. So what is the force acting on the body? Force acting on the body is mu k into R. This is frictional force, mu k into R, and the displacement is S. Now here frictional force is acting in the direction opposite to displacement. Body is moving from 1 to 2, while force is acting in the opposite direction. And as per our definition, work done is the product of force and displacement in the direction of force. Here direction of force and displacement are opposite, so here we have to use negative sign for the work done, and in this way work done by a frictional force is negative, because frictional force, it acts in the direction opposite to the displacement. So in this way we can discuss different types of forces. Now one more force I would like to discuss here, and that force is work done by gravity force. Now we will discuss gravity force. Gravity force is nothing but weight of the body. So work done by gravity force, here let us write down gravity force. Next type is gravity force. Next type is gravity force. Now here I will draw one figure. This is position A. Okay, this is C, this is H1, this is position B, this is H2. Okay, now the block is moving from A to C. Block is moving from A to C. So here work done by gravity or by gravity force from A to C. Now I am calculating from A to C. From A to C, we know gravity force is, it acts in downward direction, and block is moving from A to C. So in the direction of gravity, vertical direction, so is equal to work done by gravity, force into displacement. Force is nothing but weight. Weight is equal to m into g into displacement of the body. Displacement from A to C is h1, and the body is moving in downward direction in the direction of gravity, and therefore the work done is having positive sign. Now if you calculate work done from B to C, again work done is equal to force, means gravity force, m into g, into displacement of the block h2 from B to C. But now here the block is moving in upward direction, which is against the direction of gravity, so minus sign should be given. So work done is equal to minus mgh2. So when a body is moving in upward direction, work done will be negative. If it is moving in downward direction, work done will be positive. In this way, work done by gravity force can be obtained. And now the last type of force is remaining. That force is work done by spring force. Work done by spring force, and then we will discuss general statement of work energy principle considering all the forces, and then we can switch over to numerical. So work done by spring force. And before that, let us discuss definition of stiffness of a spring. Stiffness of a spring, it is denoted by K. Stiffness of a spring, it is denoted by K. Okay. Now what is stiffness? Stiffness of a spring is nothing but force required to produce unit deformation. Force required to produce unit deformation. Now we are discussing with reference to spring. So force required to produce unit deformation is called as stiffness. Mathematically it can be expressed like this: stiffness is equal to force per unit displacement, and its unit is Newton per meter, Newton per mm, kilonewton per meter, etc. Okay, so stiffness is equal to force per unit displacement, and K is equal to force if denoted by F upon displacement if it is denoted by X. So displacement is X. So K is equal to F upon X, and hence force is equal to K into X. Stiffness into displacement. Force are called as spring force, also called as spring force, is equal to stiffness of the spring into its deformation. X means deformation. So spring force or spring force is equal to stiffness of that spring into its deformation. For example, if stiffness of spring is 1 Newton per mm, it means that 1 Newton force is required to produce 1 mm deformation in the spring. And if I stretch the spring through 2 mm, then the force required will be equal to 2 Newton. Force required is equal to stiffness into deformation. Stiffness is 1 and deformation is 2 mm. So 1 into 2, force required will be equal to 2 Newton. So in this way, we can calculate spring force if we know stiffness of the spring and its deformation. And now we will discuss about work done by a spring force, and then we will stop. Work done by a spring force, and then we will stop. So work done by a spring force, let us discuss is, consider a spring like this. Now initially the spring is unstretched. Spring is unstretched, it means that its deformation is equal to 0 and the spring force is equal to 0. No deformation, no force. Force is equal to K into X, and let K be the stiffness of the spring. Now the spring is stretched to position 1, and when we stretch the spring to position 1, now this is the deformation of the spring. This is the deformation of the spring, because this is undeformed state and this is deformation of the spring. And now force F1 is equal to stiffness into x1. Stiffness into x1. Okay. Now further, the spring is stretched. Further, the spring is stretched to position 2. And now the deformation of the spring, it is always measured from its initial position. Initial position is unstretched. Length of the spring is unstretched, x. Now it is stretched to position 1. So this is the deformation. Stretched to position 2. This is the deformation. Now at position 2, the spring force is equal to K into x2. When you are stretching a spring, spring force act like this. This is spring force. It acts in the direction opposite to the stretching. Okay, so this is F2, spring force at position 2. And now the work done, by spring force from 1 to 2, this is important, from 1 to 2, I am stretching the spring from 1 to 2, is equal to K by 2, where K is stiffness. No one will ask you the derivation of this equation. Just you must know this equation. K by 2 into bracket, x1 square minus x2 square. x1 square minus x2 square. So using this equation, we can calculate work done by a spring force. x1 square minus x2 square. What is x1? x1 is deformation at position 1. x2 is deformation at position 2. x2 is deformation of position 2. How to calculate x1? If suppose this is length of the spring at position 1, length of the spring at position 1, say L1 minus x is equal to x1. L2 minus x is equal to x2. So in this way we can calculate x1 and x2. After knowing x1 and x2, we can write equation for work done by spring force from 1 to 2. And thus all the forces are discussed. Work done by constant force, work done by variable force, work done by gravity force, work done by spring force, frictional force, etc. Now again I am rewriting the statement work energy principle. Work done is equal to KE2 minus KE1. Rewriting the equation, KE2 minus KE1 is equal to, now I will write work done to the right hand side. Now if all the forces are involved in the system, then work done, right hand side, work done is equal to work done by constant force, F into S, plus work done by gravity force, mgh. Now here, while writing the gravity force, we should give proper sign, either plus or minus depending upon the displacement of the mass, mgh, work done by gravity force, minus work done by frictional force, plus work done by spring force, x1 square minus x2 square. So this is general form of work energy principle. If suppose a friction is ignored, then you can eliminate this term. And you can write F into S plus minus mgs plus K by 2 into x1 square minus x2 square in bracket. Okay. If external force is not involved, then you can ignore this term. Okay. If mass is negligible, you can ignore mass. If spring is not there, you can ignore the spring force. So in this way, you can use the work energy principle or equation in general form. Okay. So this is all about the different things, equations related to work energy principle. Now in the next lecture, we will be solving problems on